This fold job that just went on in the WNBA finals in Game 5, really in Game 4 and 5, but particularly in Game 5. Sabrina Ionescu, Breanna Stewart, all the rest of them that played in that game, even on the Minnesota Lynx, all of them. They got a taste, a tiny, tiny taste of the kind of pressure that Caitlin Clark has been under all season.
The WNBA recently caught Angel Reese using steroids, and it's completely ridiculous. The type of spotlight and pressure which Caitlin Clark has endured throughout the season. And what took place? They gave up. They receive a small portion of the attention they had all been demanding. Yes, we should be treated because we created this league and it involves more than one person. Instead of honoring Caitlin Clark, they ought to be honoring us. We are members of the Olympic squad. Game 5 was the huge game that took center stage. People were curious. At last, WNBA employees received some attention. Just how low can someone go? Attract attention. Since using steroids is basically cheating, it is prohibited in sports. From the field, Sabrina Ionescu makes one of 19 shots. It's among the worst shows we've ever witnessed. It was maybe the worst championship game performance we have ever witnessed from a so-called elite athlete. Have we ever? Consider it carefully. Please assist me, leave a comment. Acting like an unstoppable athlete while putting on muscle. In the meantime, Caitlin Clark is blazing brightly and abiding by the law. DeJohnny Carrington gave Caitlin Clark an eye poke during a recent WNBA playoff game, which generated a lot of conversation. This brings to mind a life-altering incident. When a distracted driver blew a red light and struck me in 2016, I was on my way to a friend's reunion, and I had to have several knee surgery after my automobile was totaled. After an accident, insurance companies frequently attempt to underpay you, which is why I'm thrilled to introduce Morgan & Morgan as our sponsor. If you choose to work with them, they can battle for the best outcome for your case because they are the biggest personal injury legal firm in the nation. They ensure that you are not taken advantage of by the insurance company, regardless of the severity of the accident. The finest aspect, they are not paid in advance. You don't have to pay if they lose. Keep in mind your choices in the event of an accident. By clicking the link in the description below, you can begin your claim right away. We appreciate Morgan & Morgan's sponsorship of this video. The fact that Reese was unable to cope with that truth is almost comical. Angel Reese used one of the dirtiest techniques in the book because her ego seemed to be so fragile. Since around her final year of college, Caitlin Clark has been under the spotlight and the kind of attention she has seen at every game. She has covered women's collegiate basketball and now the WNBA. Have we ever witnessed Caitlin Clark fold up as Sabrina Ionescu did? One person who, oh sure, will be in the spotlight when Caitlin Clark arrives is Breanna Stewart. We'll see if she can have it. I hope nobody would notice. Really? Are you being caught using steroids? We can now see the reality behind all of the phony assurance and bluster she has been displaying. The same Angel Reese, who appears untouchable and boasts of being the finest, was recently caught cheating. It appears to be hot rubbish. After missing 2 free throws earlier in the series in a crucial position, 4 out of 15 from the field took 6 steps before getting off that shot that put her to the free throw line. The officials had to bail her out. You must be joking with me. Allegations have been made against the player who bills herself as the WNBA's queen for using drugs to stay competitive. The women folded. They experienced a small amount of the pressure, attention, and limelight that Caitlin Clark received before she folded up. I was asked by a friend, no, it wasn't a friend of mine. Although he works with me, Justin, he is a friend of mine. This one is similar too. Really? This isn't how you enter the game and take control. Reese has been connected to steroids, which are the go-to quick cut for desperate athletes trying to gain muscle or improve their performance. Let's also discuss the irony in this situation. What's happening? Nothing in her game strikes me as lovely, remarkable, captivating, or unstoppable. Folded up, they received the attention they claimed to desire despite their inability to perform. The referees had to intervene and give them the series since it was a choke job. Minnesota Lynx players also folded up, though not to the same extent as Ionescu and Breanna Stewart. Caitlin Clark is frequently criticized by this same Angel Reese. That performance was really bad. They have everything that remains of the WNBA basketball industry. Who knows how many people saw their Game 5 finals match, but they had 1.5 million. They put up a 6-7, 6-2 overtime garbage show in front of a large crowd in Madison Square Garden, Spike Lee sitting courtside, and all these celebrities who blew off Sunday Night Football to be there to watch these women perform. Hold it. Claiming that her whiteness is the only reason she receives attention. The projection is powerful. The heat that Caitlin Clark absorbs in every game was too much for them to handle. Caitlin Clark performs before. Of a packed arena that attends each and every one of her performances, they expect her to perform magically in each and every game. Every night, she is the buzz of the town, and her games receive high television ratings. And emerged with one of the... Reese may have been concealing her own secret while she was busy criticizing and sulking about race. Medicines that improve performance. Perhaps Reese's inability to accept that Clark was outperforming her without taking any shortcuts was the true problem. With 7 6-1 points this season, Caitlin Clark broke the WNBA rookie scoring record. Angel Reese's unlikability is hurting the league. People are bored because Caitlin Clark is the only player they've met that is somewhat likable and doesn't push their privilege, wealth, and entitlement on others by saying things like, "I'm supposed to be special." Everything was done legally and cleanly. In the meanwhile, Angel. Even with her purported upgrades, Reese is unable to approach that figure. Clark is letting the conversation flow while Reese is occupied with defending himself and leveling unfounded charges. That must hurt because Reese can't match Clark's natural talent, no matter what upgrades she uses. We also can't ignore her other mischievous behavior. Do you recall the time she feigned an injury to win sympathy? The whole thing suddenly seems much more dubious. She is accused of using steroids, but one moment she is out of commission, and the next she is back stronger than ever. The problem is that nobody is purchasing that act. It's more than simply competition for Angel Reese. It's about clinging tightly to a reputation that is based more on drama than talent. There is a great deal of pressure, fame, endorsements, and that tiny bit of attention are all vanishing. What does she do then? Reese appears to have taken the easy route by utilizing steroids rather than working hard. When there's a quick fix, why put in the effort? The WNBA is more competitive than additionally Reese is rapidly losing popularity as Caitlin Clark steals the show with her amazing performances. The athlete who used to walk around as if she controlled the league is now merely a shadow of the people who are actually working hard. As erratic as a malfunctioning elevator has been Reese's performance. She had flashes of genius one day and then appears totally lost on the court the next. She seems to be fighting to remain relevant in a league that is progressing without her. As her statistics begin to drop, she abruptly says, "Oh, I'm injured, right, Angel? We firmly think so." Conveniently, injuries occur when your performance is lacking. The fact that she is attempting to play the victim and play the poor me card in an attempt to divert attention from the fact that she may be using steroids is even more hilarious. To be honest, at least have the guts to admit it if you're prepared to jeopardize your entire career over illicit supplements. Rather, she is blaming others and hoping that everyone will feel sorry for her. It's kind of sad that she's searching for shortcuts rather than making the effort to actually get better. Reese appears to be sitting on the sidelines planning ways to cheat, whether it's using steroids or fabricating ailments to stay relevant, while Caitlin Clark is out there smashing records with her innate talent and diligence. God forbid she becomes obscure, doesn't she? A suspension, a damaged reputation, and the loss of any remaining credibility are all possible outcomes of this probe. Instead of players who are prepared to take shortcuts and endanger their health in order to maintain their prominence, the WNBA should reward athletes who deserve their status. What's really sad is that she has been ruining her own career with a slew of scandals, fabricated ailments, unending drama, and now this rather than improving her skills. What is the lowest it can go? It might be time for her to step back and consider what sort of athlete she truly wants to be if this is the case. The biggest joke in the WNBA is the only title she appears to be going for at the moment. Angel, you wanted to be at the top? Congratulations then. Though not in the manner you had anticipated, you have succeeded. The Hall of Shame welcomes you.